I'm gonna rank by how successful they were at the box office.
We got twins! Twins!
Twisters was released on the 19th of July in America, and even though it's on this list, unfortunately it's really struggling at the box office. Not because it didn't make a lot of money, I mean it's currently at a domestic result of around 240 million, which isn't that bad, but there are two big reasons why it will probably just barely break even. The first is simply that the budget is far too high. I mean it will have to make $390 million to just break even, and the second reason is that it kind of flopped everywhere else than in the US. I mean, the movie's box office is made out of only 28% international territories, which is about half of what the average blockbuster normally has. That's why this movie is currently only sitting at $340 million worldwide, and is probably going to end its run with about $400 million in its pocket.
What you gonna do? What you gonna...
That ain't no Reba song.
It's from her mixtape.
Well, what can I say? Will Smith really came back from his PR nightmare and actually made a pretty successful movie with Bad Boys 4. This movie actually didn't make that much more than Twisters, but the budget of it is at a far lower 100 million, which means it probably has a break-even point at around 200 to 250 million, and with its box office being at 402 million, it's a definite and long-needed success for Will Smith.
We're low on fuel.
It's always something. I can never focus on just being evil. Insert card and remove rapidly. Card not red? Come on.
Did you pull it out rapidly?
Yes, very rapidly.
Well, now we're making a big jump in terms of pure box office, and we're going to every 8-year-old's favorite franchise, the Despicable Me movies. I mean, these movies have just been consistent hits with every installment, and Despicable Me 4 was no different. I mean, these movies aren't that expensive. This movie also only cost a reported $100 million to make, with the break-even point being at around 200 to 250 million, just like Bad Boys 4. The box office of this movie is at a very high 850 million, and it's probably only going to stop at somewhere around 950 to 1 billion. Those are quite crazy numbers.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Well, if you're active on the internet, it was pretty obvious that this movie was going to be a big movie, but this went beyond that. I mean, keep in mind that this is an R-rated movie while I tell you the numbers. On its first weekend alone, the movie made $211 million in the US and Canada. It kind of had to though, because it's the most expensive movie on this list, with a budget of $200 million and a break-even point of 450 to 500 million. But even with those high numbers, it still managed to pull in a global amount of 1.15 billion so far, and it may even break the 1.5 billion mark until its run at the box office is over, which would make it the 13th highest grossing movie of all time. That's crazy for an R-rated movie.
What is that?
It's the sarcasm!
Sarcasm? Boy, are we so lucky we ran into you guys! Boy, are we so lucky we ran into you guys!
Wow, those guys are jerks.
Well, there was one movie that took over the box office by a surprise to all of us, because I thought Pixar was kind of dead after the recent movies barely breaking even or just straight up flopping. So I thought Inside Out 2 would have the same fate, but it was pretty much the opposite. I mean, this movie exploded at the box office with an opening of $155 million domestically, but more importantly, a great performance on international markets with 60% of the ticket sales coming from there. That's why this movie is not just at number 1 for the summer blockbuster of 2024, it's also at the top of the list of the highest grossing animation movies of all time, with a current box office of $1.6 billion, and it will probably continue until about 1.7 billion until its run is over. To check out what my predictions are for the top 10 highest grossing movies of 2024, click here. That's been it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and bye.